Good morning, it's Barbara. It's chilly outside. Well, Gizmo forecasting rain, but I don't think it's really supposed to rain today, and it's certainly not raining now. So I'm going to go outside and see what I can see. Oh, I have to dig my new glasses out of my purse. I'm wearing my old glasses. Good morning, it's Barbara. I do not remember what pattern this is. But this is the only hat I have that has a pom-pom. I like to wear hoods, so a pom-pom doesn't really work under a hood. It is a removable pom-pom, however. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. It is chilly out here, but comfy. I am wearing my super bulky grandpa sweater by Hohi Locatelli that I made many years ago. This was the sweater that I knit between episode 1 and episode 2 of my podcast. Remember, I used to do a podcast back in the day. I mean, it's been a year and a half since I did a podcast, I think. Well, it's hard to do a knitting podcast when you're not doing much knitting, but I did knit last night. Aura and I watched Bones, and I decided I'm going to knit while we watch Bones, which gives me like 2 hours of knitting a day. And I got into the gold on the bottom of Isabel's sweater, and I might finish that sweater tonight while we watch Bones. At least the knitting on the body of it. Then I have to sew on the pocket and then I have to start knitting an eye. But I am, if I actually do what I said and knit during Bones, then I will have a finished sweater for Isabel when I go to take care of them November 1st. So that's good. Anyway, there you go. It is really lovely out here if you're dressed appropriately. This sweater, when I made it, was much big. And I forget what the yarn is. I'm sorry. But I made a mistake. And I washed it in my washer on the hand wash setting. And it really did you can kind of see, it kind of fold the yarn. And it shrank it a little bit, but I had lost weight by that time, and so it fits me perfectly, and it's very thick and dense and extremely warm, so it really works like a fall jacket, which is nice. The only problem is I never did put those pockets on. I knit the pockets and I keep losing them, and I keep finding them and thinking I gotta put them on, and I haven't, and it should have pockets. So if you make the super bulky grandpa sweater by Hohi Locatelli, I recommend putting in the pockets. I wish I had, and I might still when I come across them again. But I've said that before. So you can't necessarily go by that. So anyway, yeah, so I knit last night, and that felt good. You know, it's so funny because it always feels good, but you know, I was done at the end of, I did all I wanted to knit, and that was fine. And I think I just need to let myself knit what I want to knit, but I do want to finish that. I do want to finish the sweater, and I have a hat to make for my friend. And then I need to think about what I want to start after that, because I have several sweaters that I want to make and that I have bought yarn for recently, and I need to decide which one of them I want to make. I keep thinking I want to make the Sylvester, but I don't know if I want to make it with the yarn, the base yarn, which is a cream color that I bought for it, or my friend spawned me a sweater's quantity of gorgeous yarn from a fleece I gave her, and I think I might want to make it out of that. I need to do a swatch for that, or maybe I did. I need to find my swatch and see, because I do want it to be soft to the skin and not a little prickly, and I need to check that yarn, that hand spun, how it feels on. And I'll be honest, it would look gorgeous as like a fisherman knit sweater with cables and stuff. So yeah, I may save it for something like that because it's like perfect for that. Hand spun for a fisherman knit sweater. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to do next. But the Silvestri has a mosaic design, a little bit of color in a mosaic pattern. And because of the mosaic colors are fingering weight, and the sweater is a worsted weight, I think. And so you're basically, every other row is just for a little color, and it doesn't advance the sweater very much at all. So you're knitting twice as many rows, if that makes any sense, to get that gorgeous color, little bit of color in there. But in terms of how much you knit, it's a little bit like, double knitting. You're knitting twice. Anyway, I'm fantasy knitting. I think that's a good sign, right? And I knit last night and it made me smile, so yeah. And we're just starting on season 3 of Bones. And there's a lot of seasons. And there are 26 episodes in a season, I think. 23, something like that. So we've got a lot of bones to go. Kim gave us let us borrow her DVDs. I hope she doesn't need them back anytime soon, because we're not going through them too quick. Well, we were on vacation. So anyway, that's what happened yesterday. I did make the tomato soup. As soon as I was done and uploading you, I went and picked my tomatoes and I made tomato soup, and it's delicious. I should have, it's got the tomato seeds in it, which, are okay. They don't bug me too much, but Dennis won't eat it. So, but Aura loved it. She had 2 bowls of it last night. So, yeah. So we have tomato soup, and that was fun. I'm going to make more crackers today because we discovered some spreadable cheese or herbed flavored cheeses that we like. I couldn't find exactly what I wanted, but what I got was okay yesterday. But we're going to need more crackers for sure. So I'm going to make another batch of crackers today. And yeah, we got to finish straightening up because Aura's having company tomorrow. And so we want the house to look, reasonable. So got to put all our stuff away. I think there's still 1 bag in the car. I mean, that's how we are. Anyway. So, yeah. So straightening up, making crackers, that's my plans for today. Knitting during Bones. And getting organized. I think, we have some sheets to wash and some beds to plan. Yeah. Make sure we got everything set up for Christy and Rich coming on Thursday. So there you go. That's the plan. But today the first step is straightening up enough to not embarrass ourselves in front of Aura's friends. These are friends that were neighbors of hers 30 years ago, so before she moved to Florida, and they've kept in touch all these years, and so she comes over every once in a while to visit. Nancy comes, and it's nice, and Aura's very excited to see her tomorrow. So we want to make a good impression. Look at my beautiful day. Having a beautiful day. There are some clouds, but yeah, time to bring in our hummingbird feeder. Definitely no hummingbirds coming around now. I got up earlier than I usually do, which reminds me I got to do my Wordle today. I went to bed early. I was tired. So I went to bed and I fell asleep. It was great. But then I got up earlier. So I've been up longer than usual. And I have no reason. I can't remember. Oh, and it was like 44 degrees out when I woke up. It's 51 now, I think the gizmo said. It was 44. I'm like, oh my gosh, we are getting chilly. So we need those, our red maple is starting to change. We need those cool nights to bring our color, and our red maple, which is always so gorgeous, is starting to turn at the top. So Aura will have something to look at out her window. She sometimes sits quietly in the morning. She wakes up and sits in her chair and just looks out the window. Usually, you know, she looks at birds and things, but she also looks at the leaves. So she will be able to see some beautiful leaves soon. And that'll be nice. So yeah, it's feeling like autumn here. And that's good. And the girls came home yesterday. I went and got them around noonish, and so it's been so nice to have them. But they were exhausted yesterday. They slept. After they attacked Aura to greet her, then they slept all day. And I expect they're going to be a little low in energy today too, but it's so nice to have them. It's always lonely when you come home and they're not there. We always have to pick them up the next day because our kennel isn't open for very many hours during the week, on the weekends. So we have to drop them off on Friday night. I know. And pick them up on Sunday when we're going Saturday to Saturday. And that gives them 2 extra days of income. Yeah. And when it, you know, and it comes, by the time all is said and done, you know, we're paying almost $100 a day. We spent more on the dogs when we went away than we spent on the house for us. So, well, we only do it once a year. So we shall see. Anyway, yeah. So feeling pretty good this morning. Trying not to watch the news. And got a lot of straightening to do in the house and puttering around, and that'll be good too. You know, I always feel better when the house looks good. Even though I hate to do it. But you know how it is. Anyway, I guess that's it. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please stay safe and stay sane.